All right, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be looking at quite a few stocks, actually. We've got ABOS here, going from a low of 570 to a high here of just under $10. Currently, I figured, yeah, I think it's starting to limit how many people we can have in, or maybe it's because someone had their video on prior, so it limited it to the 25 people. But yeah, I think we're going to have to do a little bit on YouTube today, but then maybe if it does this again tomorrow, I'll open up Zoom or something because I can have 100 people on Zoom. I already canceled his video. Oh, it's disabled for me. That's why. Maybe that's doesn't help. I don't know if I can manually turn that off, unfortunately. But I think basically what has to happen is we have to keep cameras off until yeah, I figured. Yeah, I think there's gonna have to be YouTube. Anyways, the market's opening, so we're gonna have to play the opening here. Looks like ABOS is starting to move around a little bit here. Not too bad, not quite what we expected. It hasn't opened up very high yet. We have BIAF here dropping a little bit. Sober looks like it might be moving up. Tops looks like it's topping out. Might head down. We've got LGBN dropping, CLVS not doing anything, and Beat starting to move up. What's ABOS doing? ABOS is dropping. All right, so we might try to get into BIAF here. Hang on, I know this is kind of a pain, but I'm gonna kick everybody somehow. So we're going to clone channel. Did that work? No, I don't know if that's gonna carry the perms over. We're gonna have to take a play here, so I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure something out. So BIAF, we're kind of missing the move now, but we'll try for 365, $4, and then a 350 stop. So 350 is going to go there. Okay. Looks like it's taking off here quite a bit. BAF starting to soar there. We've got, what else we got going on here? CLBS doing nothing. We've got Beats starting to head up. I think Beats could be another good trade, so I'm going to go ahead with Beats. Or Beat, not Beats. I think we probably want to get a little lower on this, probably around that 290 level. We'll go 291, go 3, maybe 310 on it, and then just a 280 stop. So that gives us plenty of room there. You can raise that stop a couple cents if you need to. So far, that is BIAF, Beat. Okay. BIAF almost hitting it. Hit past $4, so that's past PT. BIAF taking profits here. That's 403. All right. BIF coming down a little bit. ABOS looks like that was a very bullish candle here, so I think we're going to start to move back up. We're at 805. So we're going to go for a ABOS trade. ABOS. We're going to try here. 790. We're going to go for an 850 at least, and then a 770 stop, I think. It's pretty tight. There's not a lot of room for error here, so keep that in mind. This one could be a pretty risky trade to jump into. In video share, not screen share. I clicked screen, I think. And now it says share. Hang on, let me exit it. Stop streaming. There you go, screen. Where is it? No, I gotta find the right thing now. Hang on. This is a lot of inconvenience here. All right, let's see if I can screen share again. There we go. Okay, put it back on. I did the exact same thing I did last time. Did it work? Okay, so now we're good? Okay. All right, perfect. Looks like our trade on ABOS here paid off as we hit just about 850 there. So we're going to call PT on that so we can take some profits. PT, ABOS. Almost right into stop after that. So hopefully you got your profits if you were in that. What's Beat doing? Let's look at Beat. 284. So it took a nasty drop. So depending on where you got in, if you were waiting for that entry, we did drop down pretty harsh here. If you're looking to get in now, is probably a good time. I mean, like we're kind of negative on that MACD, but I assume it's probably going to turn around pretty quick here. That bottom band looks like it's moving up pretty good. So, depending where you got in, this could be a really good position for you. Okay, ABOS is down bad, so we're not going to be playing that. Our BIAF trade's looking really good here at 420. We can take a little more profit there. Taking profit, BIAF 20-ish. Beats moved up like 1 cent. Tops is looking okay. What else we got? Sober's looking okay. ABOS looks like it's heading down, so probably not going to touch that yet. But Sober here might be an all right trade. Haven't quite decided on that yet. Tops looks like it's got too many wicks going on here. I'm not really liking that. LGVN right at that 200 EMA. I think that's going to be a proper opportunity. LGVN. So yeah, 445. We'll try for $5 on it, and then we'll just give it a 435 stop. I don't think we need a ton of room on LGVN. We don't want this to drop much further. So we're hoping to see that retracement here pretty quick. BIAF down to $4. ABOS is still dropping. CLVS not doing anything. So we can close that down. So we're not going to worry about that. Beat all the way up to 294. Going to take some profits on Beat. 294. Was the one good thing about the stream getting messed up. I didn't get a chance to enter this because I wasn't watching for that entry, and then by the time I looked, it was already down to 284, so got in around 285. So that worked out in our favor. We got LGVN. Back up to 450. Hopefully that continues on its way. BIF coming down. We might be able to get another entry on that. Sober with a lot of volatility here, so we could try a Sober trade as well. I like that idea. I'd like 188. I'm not quite sure we'll get. Well, actually, we're right there anyway. So 188, we're going to go for $2 and then a 185. Ah, man, we need to give it a little bit more room than that. We need to give it quite a bit more room. With a 180 then, that's basically where we have to put that stop. Just right on that support line, which is annoying. Right there. We're at 197 so far. $199. Just hit that $2 mark, so let's make sure we're taking some profits. Is PT on Sober taking some profits. Got as high there as 202. Okay, We could go for a whole new entry here if we wanted to. We do have that room. LGVN still struggling, but that's okay. BIAF going for a dip. Doesn't look like it dipped down far enough to give me another entry, so we're still just holding on to the remnants of that last trade there. LGVN's the only full trade going right now. We have a little bit left of Sober, but I would like to get another entry if we get back down to that 188 level. That would probably be beneficial to us. I did get into B, yeah. Okay, so I think for future on the thing, I'll have to find a way to disable everybody else's video so we don't accidentally open a video too early, because then it automatically limits people. I think, yeah, that's probably what happened. Which is weird that you can stream a screen and there's no limit, but if somebody opens up their webcam, it limits you to 25 people. That's just very strange. We're basically around that entry point, so we could go Sober 190, try for $2 again, and then a 180. See, like, I need to get a 185 stop. It's just 185 is already a lot of risk, so we're back to $2 on it already. You can go ahead and take a little bit of profit here if you got in. $2 right there. That's PT. That was like literally 10 seconds. Sober. Taking some profit. So taking some more profit on the first or second trade. We're taking some profits. On the first trade, we're leaving it because we only have a little bit left, and that was our average anyway. So now we're holding on to two runners for the same stock. ABOS is down. We've got BIAF starting to move up. You could take a play off that 20 EMA if you want. Beats back up to 294. LGVN's looking okay here, bouncing up a little bit here to 458. We'll see if that holds on the 5-minute scale. It looks like it should. So we'll take a look at that. Users. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. ABOS curling. On the 2-minute, it looks like it's bouncing off of the 200 EMA, so that could be something. That could be something. Sober's at 210 here, 212. Yeah, Beat's looking to go 2 or 310 on that. Man, we're going nuts on these things right now. So Beat, we can take some more out. We're going to have to take profits on Sober too. Taking profits. Beat, 310. Sober, 210. Sober, we're averaging out now. Okay. Beat still has some room to go. BIF at $4. Sober still looking like it wants to go too. I'm glad we got a second entry on this because this looks like it's going pretty hard. Entry at 191. So we're looking good here. Okay. BIF still hunkering around that $4 mark. We've got tops here. It is starting to look like it wants to move up a little bit better, but it's not giving us enough range here. And we have that VWAP right above too, which is going to be resistance. So Beat hit a high there at 315. We're likely going to have to take out the rest of Beat here soon because we don't have a lot left. So our next exit will probably be the full one. We're almost at 220 on Sober. 220. We should probably think about closing out our trades on Sober here, or at least mostly just leave a runner. Taking more profit, Sober, 220 on each trade, and leaving a runner on both. So we'll see what those little runners can do, but we're going to average up here. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good trade, so I'm happy with that. LGVN still struggling. Barely moving. Top does look like it's, what's the range here? 284 to 304, so it's not terrible yet. So we're still seeing around 320. BIF coming down. Well, if you took it off that 20 EMA here at 395 to $4, it's not terrible. 410. We got a couple others we can look at, but everything seems to be kind of moving, so I don't really want to add more stuff to the plate. It looks like that was a good idea to take profits at 220 there. BIF back down to the 20 EMA. LGVN's kind of not really moving very far, very fast. We're basically at entry. Sober or Beats looking to come back down to VWAP. If it comes back down to VWAP, we could potentially get back in. Yeah, this might leave without us if we don't jump in on it. So I think I have to take a trade here on tops. Let's go tops. I guess if we get lower than $3, that would be great, but I don't know if that'll happen. So we're gonna go $3. I would like to try for about 330 on it with a 290 stop. 290's pretty reasonable. I would like to would have been great to get it a little lower. But it seems that it's moving anyway, so that's okay. Let's just hope it continues to move in that direction. Soper coming down a little bit, came down to 207. Top's kind of struggling here. LGVN not doing a whole lot. Beat still staying around that 305 area. ABOS looks like it is curling up a little bit. The 2 minutes looking pretty good. Yeah, I think ABOS has bottomed out, so I kind of want to try an ABOS trade. So we're gonna go for like a 740 entry. We're gonna go for at least an $8 PT and then a 720. The 720 cover the stop. Yeah, 720 will cover that, which is good. That's all we really, really need is just it to break a new low kind of stop. BIF right on that 20 EMA here, so that could be an entry. Tops with a little bit of a drop here. LGVN dropping. Beat not really moving at all. BIF might come down. It just broke bear, so it might come down to that VWAP. Pretty close to entry here on ABOS. Did they switch their ticker? I'm pretty sure Acumen Pharmaceuticals used to be something else. Not entirely sure though. Could be wrong. Alright, so we're up to 770 almost. Yeah, just hit 770, breaking through that 20 EMA. 2 minute chart looks way better than the 1 minute. Leave it on the 2 minute for a little bit here. Sober almost down to that 20 EMA. In ABOS, 745. Looks like it's heading up still, and the 2 minute looks a little iffy. 1 minute still looks good. 770. We could take a little bit of profit here. I don't want to take out too much because it's not very high, but taking some profit. Yeah, ABOS. 775. Something like that. BIF did drop down to that 380 level and bounced right back up to 410. So we know there's volatility here. I think this is something we want to take here at VWAP. So we're going to go BIF. 375. We're gonna go for 410 probably. 365 stop. So we don't really need a huge stop here. I don't think it's gonna break down more. If it does, it does. EIF. LGVN's still not really moving. We're a couple cents up. I think I'm just gonna cut it for break even. Cutting LGVN. Probably just not patient enough. I'm just not seeing the price action I want to see out of it, and I'd rather this not hurt the win rate. So I'll take a couple cents right now just to make sure it's a win. Tops is gonna stop us out, so that's gonna be a stop out 290, and BIAF down to that 375 level. That's our buy-in place. ABOS at 380 or 780, sorry. At 786, so we're getting there slowly. ATXI. Sure, let's take a look at ATXI. Hmm. 610 to a high there, 750 or 780, almost $8 there. Come down, yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I think we're probably going to be waiting to see a curl up here on this MACD. Maybe a bounce off the 200. It's looking like it'll probably be a bounce off the 200, so we'll keep an eye on it. I think there's an opportunity here if the volume continues to stay pretty high. LGVN looks like it might break down here. Top is heading back up, but I really don't want to try that one again, not yet. Sober looks like a perfect opportunity to jump in, so I think I'm going to go for that. Sober 205 to 220 with a 195 stop, so we'll give it that 10 cents. We want that room for sure. BIAF still struggling, but we're kind of there. And then we just took a sober trade. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. We're already at 10 trades. That happened really quick today. ABO's topping out around 786. Likely to see a pullback. We might see it down to that 750 level again. So now we're just hoping the BIAF and Sober pay off here. BIAF hit 388. That's almost 390 from our entry 375. That's not too bad. We could look at taking profit around that level. Profit, BIAF, around 390-ish. Sober's kind of pointed down right now. It's a good thing we cut LGVN because it honestly just kind of crapped the bed there a little bit. ATXI might turn around here. Beat heading down, top not really doing a whole lot. We've got Sober starting to look like it might bounce off that to the 20 EMA. BIAF looking okay, bullish candles. And so far, ABO's not looking good. The 2 minutes looking like a minor pullback. 5 minute looks pretty normal, so I think we're fine. Okay. Sober needs to start moving up. So we're out of trades, but technically I can still make calls on them. So I'll do that. If I find anything that I think looks good, I'll definitely make some calls on it. Beats all the way down. We're seeing that down to 275. Bottom band's opening. We are pretty extended here on the MACD, so that could be a good sign of a reversal here, but need to give it a minute. Sober hit that 195 level. Huge red candle. That's painful. We hit as high as 210 there and then dropped all the way to $1.95. All stops. Yeah. Yeah, today's not as good. We're seeing some like fast movements, but they're not always good, and especially in this case, this one's looking pretty bad. Let's go ahead and say stop out on Sober. BIAF is still looking all right. That one looks like it hit our stop as well. That's not good. That's 365. We could have given that one a little bit more room. It looks like it bounced right off the support there, so we probably should have, but it is what it is. We've got not a lot going on now, but we'll see if there's anything worth jumping on. We could also look at other tickers. I'm going to close down LGVN because I don't really like it. Tops, I think it's going to go. We're seeing crazy amounts of volume in this, so I do think that if we can get a good entry on tops here, it would be worth it. But it doesn't look like you're going to get a good entry, but maybe a 30, no, not 205, maybe a 305, maybe to 330, and then a 2, maybe you'll get lower than 305, but you need like a 290 stop, so that's going to have to be what it is. Already at 320, just like that. So trying to get in around that 305 level, so somewhere around there. 330 is just here, so it's honestly not that far away. But, you know, if you did happen to jump in when I said to get in at 305, you could probably take profits around 320. Wouldn't take it all out, I would just take some out. 320. Tops. Looks like it's going to be 330 by the time I finish typing this out, so. Okay, what else? ABOS looking okay. It's not terrible yet. Sober continues on its way down, so this one's pretty much dead for right now. It does look pretty overextended again, but we'll have to see. Tops at 340. 346, there's going to be resistance, so take more profits there. More profits. Tops 346. Now we're waiting for the breakout. We're seeing the breakout. We're almost at 355. A little bit of a rejection. That's to be expected when you're breaking into the high a day. A little bit of a fall here. So next level for profit taking is probably going to be about 360. ABOS looks okay still. Sober, nasty drop. Beat does look like it's recovering, so this could be another good trade. So I'd say open up a beat trade. Probably 280 if you can. Try for $3. And then just a 270, 273 stop loss. So you want to give it a little bit of room. You want to make sure you're breaking to that low. If you do stop out, your profit taker the first time should probably be about 290. Then you want to probably take some out around that $3 mark and probably leave some to see if you can run to the high day. So we're talking about like 310. Top's looking okay here, so the fact that it hasn't fallen too much is a good sign for sure. Might hit that 360 mark pretty quick. ABOS looking like it's moving back up. We've got BIAF holding pretty consistently here. I think this is going to start to move back up as well. So BIAF, I guess 380. You might get lucky and get a little lower. Yeah, see, 365 is a huge stop. I don't think I can really afford more than that. You know what? We could go with 360 stop if we can get a little lower. So let's try for 370, but 375 might have to be the entry there. And then we'll go for I'll go for a $4 PT. $4 should be easily attainable, but taking some profits around that 390 level is going to be doable. You're going to want your stop there at 360. And then $4 will be the next level to take profits. Sober continues to drop. Top almost hits 358. Too late for me to tell people to take profits that aren't in the live stream, but that is, you know, our potential target there. So hopefully you manage to squeak out some extra profits. It is heading back down now. Looks like it anyway. Try again tomorrow, yeah. Top chart, it does look very weird. Barely a runner, yeah. You don't like the volume on BIAF? Yeah, it's not looking too great here. So if you're waiting for that 370 entry, you're definitely getting it now. I wouldn't yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't move that stop any lower than 360. If it starts to break down from here, you're not gonna run to support until you're at like 340. There you go. Do I have it? 370-ish? Yeah, I do. You're right. I totally do. I should fix that, but at this point it doesn't actually matter because we already stopped out. It came out backwards there, but the trade was a stop anyways. So BIF is starting to break down completely here, which is not something you want to see. Sober, on the other hand, looks like it is starting to curl. Do we have support in this area? I would say we have a little bit of support. We have a area 380 that we could probably use as another support. Yeah, I don't know if I trust that yet. Tops is looking good. It is coming back up. That was just a very minor pullback. ABOS looking good, 390. Take some profits. Just sick. Oh, not 390. What am I doing today? 790. Okay. BIF continues its breakdown here. Sober still, yeah, see, don't like that. Tops is hitting that 360 area, 375. Take some profits. Taking some profits. Tops 375. Nice, nice. A little bit left. Yeah, it definitely did. Yeah. Was battling between seeing if I could get everybody into something that had it and also trying to trade right at open, and it didn't really help the cause, but that's okay. Morning. I figured we would have an issue today, so I did turn the YouTube on ultra low latency, so it shouldn't have too bad of a lag today. You're out of everything. Yeah, tops was a killer trade. But besides that, yeah, not a whole lot else. Missed tops? Oh no. Yeah, that one was it was a good one. What did we start on tops at? 305, I believe. Yeah, 305. If you were a little late on tops, you probably got like a 308, 310 entry. Is beat still a play? 290 for you on tops. Wow, yeah, definitely a good entry there. Beat still could be a play, I think. I think it's got less volume now, so that's kind of an issue, but I think where the stop is at 273 is a very good area. I don't think it should fall that far down, but you never really know. So I'm really upset because I ran out of day trade, so I couldn't take the tops trade myself, so I missed it as well. And that would have been one of the big ones that paid off really well, going from 305 to like 375 or whatever, like 385. Yeah, would have been a good one. Both turned out to be losers. Yeah, rough. That is rough. Yeah, sometimes it's tough, right? Because you can either get in late and then your stop loss has to be higher, so it's a little bit more risk on the table, and you could potentially stop out fast. or you just don't get the entry. And it like you can wait, and sometimes things do fall back down to that level, and you can get a good entry. But as you trade and get more experience, it becomes a little bit easier to try to strategize ahead of time whether or not it's worth jumping in high or getting or waiting a little bit to see if you can get in lower. I mean, there's times where I wait and I end up getting in higher because I was waiting for the lower price, and then it starts to actually make its move. I'm like, okay, if I gotta get in now if I'm gonna get in. Um, so yeah, a little bit of experience thing there, and once you get that, it gets a little bit easier. I wouldn't say it's ever going to be easy to do that, but yeah, yeah, exactly. And when we give like price of entry and exits, they're areas, right? Because we play momentum penny stocks, so they move really quickly. Um, so even if I told you to get out exactly at 380, you're not going to get out exactly at 380. It's almost impossible to do that. You're going to get out somewhere in that area, but you're not going to quite get that exact number. Like I rarely ever get the exact numbers I'm aiming for either. I'm usually a couple cents off in one direction or the other. Usually it's a couple cents higher when I'm getting in. My exits are pretty good though. There was one exit today I was pretty proud of. I think it was BIAF. I literally picked the exact top. I think there was 1 or 2 cents left, but that's fine. We won't talk about that. Sober is getting very close to the next support area. We need to see a curl somewhere here. It was off the 50 EMA. Interesting, interesting. I think top's got some good support here at 333 right now, or around that 330 range. Might be worth jumping back in on that around that price point. Not seeing much else for opportunities yet. Still waiting on the sober curl. BIF is also looking like it's curling, but I don't really trust BIF right now. Abos is looking okay. Broke that $8 mark, so that's good. Like it could bounce, but we saw a couple really dramatic knives, so I'm a little worried because we're not really in an area of too much support. Like we might find some support at 340, but we've blown through supports like nothing anyway, so BIAF is kind of a tricky one. You found the losers this week. 30% down on day trades or like long-term investing, or what's that 30% down on? Your portfolio? Okay. I mean, like that's a bad thing, but it's a worse thing if that's from, day trading for like 2 or 3 days. You should have like a relatively tight risk management with day trades because obviously you're not going to get all wins, and when you're starting out, you're definitely going to get more losses than wins. Tops hit that 335 area, so we should look at maybe taking another trade here, especially with how bullish this last candle looks. So tops 335. I don't know. Try for 380. And we have a small amount of support here, so maybe try for a 325. Stop out. So your stop's going to be 325. First price target is probably going to be probably 360. I mean, like 335, you could probably go for a 350. It shouldn't be too bad to get a 350 there. The next one's probably, you're going to want to take some out around 370 for sure. We got another stop here, and then we're just looking for that 380 PT, so you can take a little bit more out there. So nice bounce already up to 350. That's an area to take profits. 350. I gotta watch my wording. So the next target's going to be that 370. Do I trade directly from TradingView? No. So if you're using IBKR, you can trade directly from TradingView, but that defeats the purpose of using IBKR mostly because you can't use your hotkeys. I think there might be a couple other brokerages that allow you to trade directly, but they're not very useful. Wasn't topped at 303 and stopped out at 185, missed the run after. Yeah, hey, when that happens. That was my only trade on tops is losing one too. So since we're out of trades, we're just I'm making calls on them, but I'm not actually getting in these anymore because I have no more day trades left on this account. But yeah, that last tops play would have been a huge win. So it looks like we hit that 350 area. We saw some resistance and it's bouncing back down now. So we're gonna see if this stops us out. We have a tight stop in place, so I'm not too worried about it. Yep, stopping out on the remainder there. And tops. Stopping out on remainder. Okay, ABOS is still playing around that $8 line, so it's not really worth touching yet. BIAF, again, it could be curling here. We do see a bottom building, but it's a little risky. So, I mean, this could be something that you might want to jump in on to make some money, but just understand that there's definitely some risk here, especially because your only support might be about 340. And we've seen a lot of knives on BIF, so this could be a decent trade. I'm not really too confident in calling that one out. Sober looks like it might be bottoming out around that 170 area. We're getting closer to an area I would consider jumping in on. However, the volume's really low right now. So I definitely wouldn't be touching that quite yet. Tops continues its drop here. We probably won't find support until 306. So we'd have to wait for that. Beat's starting to move up. Got very close to stopping out that runner. Or the trade in general. But it looks like it's starting to move up. PEPG, we could take a look at that. Yeah, I don't know about that. There's not a lot of price action or volume or really anything. It did make a move, moved up 50 cents, but I'm not seeing anything else on that. I wouldn't really risk trading it. This is probably topping out and gonna head back down. Can't say for certain, but definitely don't want to be making calls on very little volume. Um, Tops might turn around here. That was a reversal candle, so this looks like it should start heading up. BIF is starting its recovery, so we're going to see if it doesn't get rejected off this line. It could, good indicator that could be a good trade. Sober curling. I think it's looking like it's bottomed out. I think, yeah, you know what? I think so. I think sober. Try for 170. If you have to get a little higher, that's probably fine. 190 would be preferable, but that's pretty far away. So let's just try for a 180 right now. And then a 165 should be a fine area. I mean, if you want to, if you can get in a little lower, you could put that stop down to 160 and you'd be safe with the 200 EMA, but kind of hard to say. So the first profit taker you're probably going to want to take is 180. I don't think that you're going to want to take profits any sooner than 180. So we'll just put a line there. You're probably going to want to take some more profits out around 185. You could probably push to like 188, but you do have some resistance there at 189, 190. So that's something you're going to want to keep in mind. And then we'll decide based on that where else to go. BIF did curl. It did break through that resistance and the 20 EMA heading up towards VWAP now. So that one would have been a good trade. Tops, yeah, these candles are not showing any conviction right now, so I wouldn't say that that's worth jumping into quite yet. A lot of reversal candles here. April's back down. Sober 175. Top's starting to move just a little bit. Yeah. We will see. We'll see if tops can curl. And sober. Hopefully sober curls. Yeah, I think 190 is going to be an area to watch for sure. 189. I got a line at 189, but 190 is pretty close. BIF intense VWAP rejection. Yeah, I'd say so. So that could be a sign of, institutions when you see that, because when it starts to get overbought, they like to sell because there's more liquidity there. So that can push the stock back down, which you probably see over here, right? Lots of institutional buying. So likely saw that rejection from them exiting a position. Sober looks like it's not doing a whole lot right now. Tops is starting to move up very, very slightly here. Bottom band's getting pretty close. You wouldn't or would have gotten into tops? I'm thinking about getting into tops. We don't have a trade on it just yet, but I'm thinking about it. It is curling up on that MACD. Volume's pretty steady, so that's definitely a good thing. The bottom band's not too far away at this point. It is looking like it's moving up, so I think this could be a good trade. So I'm going to go ahead and say tops. I'd like to say 325. Probably just try for 350 and then a 315 stop. So we're not going to give it a ton of room here. Just break into a new low kind of room. Currently at 330, but I mean, your first profit take is probably going to want to be about 345, maybe less. But you have resistance here at 346, so keep that in mind. You're going to see resistance here at this VWAP level as well, which we obviously just saw. So, I mean, you could take profits there at 335 if you hit that again, if you get in at 325. You want to make it at least 10 cents on your first round here. So if you're waiting to get in, I would say now is probably your opportune time, because if you get in any lower, then you're pretty close to that stop anyway, and you're risking not getting in. Sober's starting to move, yep. Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of gains here on Sober. Tops, very, very wild candle there. Beat still struggling. PEPG not doing anything. We've got a couple others we can look at while we're waiting for things to move. BTRS. Oh, no, never mind. Not BTRS. FNGR. No, don't like that either. More. Nope. ACIU. Nope. NNOX. Nope. CGNT. Nope. Avro. Nope. SCPH. Nope. Let's look at alerts. It's mostly tops, sober, BIF. So we're playing the right things. We're good with what we got. Top's really struggling here. Sober's making good moves. We're hit that 185 level. So go ahead and take some profits on tops. That's PT, or sober, sorry, not tops. PT sober, take some profits, 185. Oh, this kills me. I would have been making so much more profit. But that's okay. Tops is looking okay, I guess. Almost at that 188 level. So that's where you, even if you took profits a little bit late, like 185, I would still consider taking profits at 188. That 190 could be a hard push. Yes, I would have gotten into tops, yeah. There we go, 189 right there. Would be taking some more profits. Taking more profits. Sober, 189. Then you can leave a small runner. This could break out. We could see it fly through this VWAP. Either that or you're going to get a rejection, so I wouldn't be holding on to too much. Tops at 340 here, so 335 was an area to take profits. So taking profits, tops, 340-ish. So then your next one is going to be 345. Again, I would start to look at taking some more out around that level because we're running up to a resistance. So we're hitting that 345 area. Would take some profits. Taking profits, tops, 345. You can leave a little bit in. It could break through and it could run up to the next area there at 370. But again, we're seeing a lot of resistance today, so it's kind of risky. Sober did break through. It did break down or break through that VWAP a little bit, like we said it might. 196, another good area to take profits. Harsh rejection back down, so I wouldn't be holding on to too much past that. Now we're just waiting on tops. Sober is killing it. Top starting to break through a little bit here. LGBN, we could open up LGBN again, take a look. Oops. 5 minute, I can't say that looks good. 2 minute, nah. Where's the, it's pretty far down there. I would say that you probably have a little bit more room. You could fall. You could probably get down to 385. So not really something I'd be looking at touching quite yet. Sober getting rejected. Would I re-enter Sober? I think there's the possibility of a re-enter. I would say that the support area here, 180, could be a potential re-entry. I would be a little skeptical to jump in there. If I saw it move back down to that 170 area, that would be more likely an area where I would think that we could see a bounce from it, and I might buy in. The 180 area is just a little high for me. But you'll have to see. If it breaks out and it starts breaking out, you could always jump in and scalp for some profits. It's probably the safest option right now. Top kind of looking like it's topping out. We're seeing some wicks here, so that 345 area is holding pretty strong. If we break out, we could see a nice move, but I wouldn't be holding on too much. I wouldn't be betting very big on that. Sober starting to head back down to that 180 area, so this is the potential re-entry zone, but I don't think it would hold. I think it's going to come back down at least down to 175. Tops with a rejection off of that 348 or 346 resistance area. Okay, let's see. Sober with a nice bounce off that 180 area so far, but I still wouldn't really think that that's an entry point. Top still struggling. LGVN not really doing a whole lot. Beats not doing anything. BIAF. Yeah, again, not really my thing. Top setting back down. Nice rejection. If it moves back down to 320, that could be a potential area. Looks like we're having some buyers kick up, holding it up anyway. We're seeing lots of support in this VWAP and 20 EMA area. LGVN dropping, BIF dropping. Abel's not doing anything. Sober not really doing anything. Yeah, no worries, man. Man, we only made 240 bucks today, but I swear if we had just picked the later trades earlier, we probably could have doubled that. I think tops alone would have doubled it with that last tops trade, not this one. Well, this one would have helped, obviously, going from like 325 or whatever to 345, but all right, so we're getting to that area now. We hit 176 on sober. We're getting very close to that area. We might see a further rejection because MACD is right at the zero line, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Top still struggling, but hasn't broken down yet, so. We shall see. All right, top heading nowhere so far. Back down to that 330 area. We're going to start to see that rejection here, I think. Bands are starting to tighten, though, so this might not move down as much as I would think it would. Might see some support here at the 327 area. Looks like we're seeing a little bit of a retracement here on the MACD. I'm not going to make a call because I don't want to monitor it again. We only got like 5 minutes left, but this is looking fairly good for an entry. It's kind of breaking into a wedge here, so, or a pennant maybe, could say a pennant. Could be a lot of different patterns actually, but depends how you want to look at it, I guess. Whoops. If I re-entered sober, what would at 335? Oh, you mean tops? If I re-entered tops at 335, if I got at 335, my first PT would still be about that 345 area because we have resistance there and we saw it bounce off that. I would probably take about half out there so that if you run it into stop, it's not so painful. The second one would probably be about 360 and then maybe like 375 or 380. And then your stop loss at 335 should probably be about, to be safe, you probably still want like a 315 stop, but that's really, really far away. So realistically, you'd probably be looking at least a 320 stop to give yourself the room. But even that, 15 cents is a lot. Bullish looking candles though, so that's good. It's looking good to hit up to 345 again. Yeah, we're getting very close to that point on sober where I'd be looking to get a re-entry. You just want to make sure that you get in low enough that you can have your stop below the support line here. So, well, that 170 area. Ideally, if it dropped back down to that 172, you'd want to buy in so that you can have a stop down below the 200 EMA here. But that one's kind of little far-fetched on that one. Top's hitting that 345 area to take profit. Looks like it might break through, but I'd still take about 50% out. Yeah, that was a harsh rejection. Could try again. There's quite a few buyers, so. Yeah, ABO's trying again. It's trying for the 200 right now. Let's see if it can break out or if it's a rejection. So far, not a whole lot of anything. Sober, yeah, I don't know. I would probably be waiting for at least 173. I know I said 175, and that is probably the highest I'd be looking to get in this. Tops looking pretty good. Again, takes the profits at 345 area. Beat, I wouldn't bother playing beat. There's no volume. We're not seeing like almost no price action. LGVN, no volume, no price action. BIAF is looking, it's got the price action. It's got a little bit of volume. I would like to see a little bit of pickup on volume before I start playing that. ABOS is looking okay, but yeah, again, this one's not really moving enough that makes me want to jump into something like that. So, that's where my head's at with those. I would be watching these for though. I'm pretty sure BIAF will go again later. Definitely. It's got a long ways it could go. Both directions, I think. What's the 1-day chart look like? We've got a lot of support lines here. So we have a long ways down it could go potentially, but it also has a lot of area to move up too, right? Because we played this all the way up at $5, $6 a while ago. I'm actually pretty sure we played BIAF when it was up near $14, $15 as well. So it definitely has the room. It could move up. But let's quickly go over the sheet. $242 today. I'm a little sad. We could have definitely made a lot more money today, but we had some hiccups, but that's okay. Win rate is currently sitting at 77.9%, so just about 80%. So um, it's helped our win rate being as selective as we have been. Again, today was a little bit of an anomaly, so we took 3 losses. It's not bad. That's still 70% win rate for the day. As far as trades go, or percentage gains on those trades, 56% today. We took a big loss on Sober. I knew that was a big stop, but I thought we would be safe with it, and then we got hit by a knife. So, go big or go home, I guess. Sometimes you end up losing pretty much your entire stop there. We lost our entire stop on tops as well. I think at the same time, I think we basically stopped out on all 3 of these. No, the tops was a little bit earlier, but these 2 were basically at the same time. I guess the market hit a rough patch there. But we did okay for today. Other than that, I think I'm gonna hop off, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry about the issues. I think we'll probably just disable the camera thing if we can for you guys so that that doesn't happen again. Because whenever someone logs in and their cam shows, it automatically locks the room at 25 people for whatever reason, and that's kind of a pain. But we'll work through it. There goes Abos a little bit. But yeah, enjoy your day, guys. Hopefully you made some money, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, guys.